Hi, I'm Joy, and I want to start with a direct question. How many times have you promised yourself you'd use your phone less, only to realize at the end of the day that you were stuck in the same routine? The truth is, it's not the screen itself that traps you, but the invisible anxiety it feeds. And here's the curious part. The more you try to compensate for that restlessness, the more stuck you become. It sounds contradictory, but that's exactly where the secret lies to breaking free from this cycle. What no one tells you is that the solution isn't about having more willpower, but about learning to set small boundaries that create space to regain your calm. Once you understand this, you realize that anxiety isn't some uncontrollable enemy. It's a signal that your attention is being stolen. And there's a way to flip this game that's much simpler than it seems. And since you've made it this far with me, I want to invite you to subscribe to the channel. Here, you'll find practical inspiration to transform your relationship with your phone and, in the process, regain clarity, energy, and peace of mind. Every video is like a little push to help you take back control and leave anxiety behind. So, how about we walk this path together? Have you noticed how the day almost always begins the same way? The alarm rings, you barely open your eyes, and your hand goes straight to the phone. Suddenly, that just 5 minutes stretches out, and before you know it, half an hour has gone by scrolling. Your mind wakes up on autopilot, already loaded with information, messages, and stimuli you never asked for. This tiny habit sets the tone for your whole day. While you're lost in notifications, something subtler happens. Your calm dissolves. Your heart races, your mind fires off scattered thoughts, and you already feel behind before even getting out of bed. Your body is present, but your attention has been hijacked. This silent anxiety doesn't scream, but it seeps in, creating a constant sense of urgency, as if there's never enough time. The worst part is the more you repeat this cycle, the more normal it feels. You even think, well, everyone does this. And yes, millions do. But the result is always the same. Less focus, less energy, less clarity. The screen, which should be a tool, becomes an invisible prison. And maybe what you really want isn't to ditch your phone entirely, but to get back that light, clear mind you used to have. Deep down, what you're searching for isn't just spending less time on your phone. It's reclaiming that sense of a light mind, being able to concentrate effortlessly, to fall asleep quickly because your thoughts aren't racing through 1,000 tabs. You want to feel again that you're in control of your attention. And when that desire grows, you start to realize it's not just about discipline, it's about quality of life. You don't just want to cut down screen time. You want more energy, more focus, more presence. At its core, the phone was never the real problem. The problem is the anxiety it triggers and what it steals from you. But what if there were a simple way to break this addictive loop? Little by little, this habit becomes bigger than just using your phone less. It becomes a sign that you're in control, that you're capable of setting healthy boundaries and respecting them. It's like training a muscle. Every time you resist the urge to grab your phone first thing in the morning, you reinforce the idea that you're the one in charge. And it's in this newly created space that something many people have forgotten how to feel finally returns. At first, it might feel strange to have moments without the company of a screen. The silence feels heavy, your restless mind craves stimulation, and you almost miss that flood of information. But it's exactly in that empty space where healing begins. When you allow yourself to be without your phone, you rediscover simple things, listening to your own thoughts, noticing the details around you, feeling your body relax without interruption. That space opens room for activities that truly feed your mind and spirit. You might pick up that book you've always left unfinished, write in a journal to organize your thoughts, or go for a walk without rushing, paying attention to the rhythm of your breath. It's not about filling the time with obligations, but about creating pauses that bring back calm and clarity. Emptiness stops being absence and becomes a source. Over time, those moments begin to take on new meaning. They're no longer a sacrifice, but a necessary breath in the middle of the rush. Digital life still exists, but it no longer dominates every instant. And it's in that contrast that you realize something valuable. It's not the screen that sustains your peace, it's the space you create to reconnect with yourself. And when that happens, the next step almost naturally appears. Every time the automatic urge to check your phone comes up and you decide not to, something important happens. You strengthen the muscle of attention. At first, it might feel almost impossible to hold back your curiosity, but it's exactly in that moment that your brain begins to reprogram itself. Each choice to resist is like a small victory that builds strength over the days. This training works like any other exercise. It requires repetition. In the beginning, you'll feel discomfort, almost like withdrawal, but soon you notice the anxiety starting to fade. Instead of being pulled by the screen, you learn to be present in what really matters. Whether it's a conversation, studying, or even the simple act of cooking. Life regains its color because your mind. Over time, you start to feel proud of these small acts of resistance. Not because you avoided your phone itself, but because you consciously chose where to place your attention. That brings a sense of freedom no notification could ever offer. And that's the point where the change stops being an effort and starts becoming a lifestyle. But to get there, you need to organize a few rules that make the process lighter. The secret is to simplify. When you turn on Do Not Disturb during focus time, something shifts. Silence becomes an ally, not an absence. By deleting apps that only steal your time, you cut the excess and realize you never needed that much distraction in the first place. And when you set specific times to use your screen, you make an agreement with yourself, not of prohibition, but of balance. These little rules may seem like details, but together they build a new identity. Suddenly, you're no longer the person who gets lost for hours on the phone, but someone who uses technology consciously. That sense of control starts to overflow into other areas of life. Your eating, your studies, your sleep. All because you decided the screen no longer dictates your choices. With consistency, this set of habits becomes a lifestyle. You realize it's not about giving something up, but about gaining something back. Free time multiplies, your mind feels clearer, and even your physical energy improves. And it's in this stage that you start to reap the real rewards. Less anxiety, more freedom. But transformation only becomes complete when you realize what truly replaces that old restlessness. With time, the difference becomes clear. Your once racing mind finds a calmer rhythm. Sleep improves, you wake up without that heavy feeling, and your daily tasks flow with more clarity. It's not that the phone disappears from your life, but it loses its power to control every move. What used to be constant anxiety now makes room for focus and peace. You begin to notice that the peace you were searching for was never in the screen. It was always in the space you reclaimed from distractions and gave back to yourself. That freedom is more than just extra time. It's quality of life. It's the feeling of being fully present in a conversation, of studying with ease, of walking down the street and actually noticing what's happening around you without being trapped by a notification. And the most surprising part is that after this shift, you don't miss what you left behind. You're amazed at what you've gained. Life feels lighter, and your mind more present. You realize you never needed the screen to feel good. You just needed to reclaim the space to truly live. And once that awareness takes root, it's impossible not to ask yourself, so now what else can I transform? Now it's up to you. Will you keep letting your phone decide the rhythm of your life, or will you finally take control? The choice seems small, but it changes everything. When you set clear boundaries, you open space for a calmer mind, better nights of sleep, and days filled with more focus. It's not about quitting technology. It's about reclaiming what it silently stole from you, your freedom of attention. Think about it. How much more time do you want to lose trapped in the anxiety your screen creates? And how much could you gain if you applied just one of the strategies we've shared here? The difference isn't in knowing, it's in practicing. If you start today, you'll already feel in the coming days the impact of a calmer, more present mind. And to stay on this path, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. That way you won't miss the upcoming content that will help you stay strong in this transformation. After all, understanding the problem isn't enough. It's by putting it into practice that you change your life. So tell me, what will be the first boundary you set for yourself starting today?